Hi, welcome to Passion for Plants. My name is Hannah, and in this video I'm talking about growing my dwarf holiday avocado tree. This tree I have had since 2018-2019, and we planted this in 2020, so it's been in the ground for 2 years now. I don't think we're going to be getting fruit off of this year because up close we can see that the flowers that bloomed like about a month ago have kind of fallen off. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any fruit this year, but that's okay. It takes maybe 5 years, a little bit more. But just talking about this, it's a weeping tree, so I've had to stake this up a lot. I have done a little bit of research, and basically they put a few different avocado varieties together. I don't remember exactly which ones they are, but this is kind of like a rare avocado tree. I had never heard of it. I just saw it at Armstrong and bought it, and so I'm waiting to see how they taste. I've put in so much work that I'm like, I don't want to get another one and start fresh. So we'll see how it is. They're supposed to be large fruits that ripen around the holidays, so between like Thanksgiving to New Year's. So again, waiting for that to happen, but it's a healthy tree. I have a video of how I planted this initially, and the method that I used was the mounding method. So for the root ball, I dug half as deep as the root ball was tall, so that half of the root ball was above the surface of the soil, and then I mounded it so that it's not sitting down in the dirt where it will stay wet and too moist, because the avocado tree doesn't want to be overly wet. So it's worked really well, that method. If you're planning on planting an avocado tree, I would definitely recommend that. And then I put some, I think it was cactus potting mix and some peat moss, and just mixed that up in there, and this is done really well. If you can see, I have the leaves that have fallen off, and I actually leave all of my leaves on my trees under the tree, so that kind of evolutionary. You think leaves are meant to fall and stay under the tree. It creates its own little compost and mulch, so I allow that to stay. If this was like my front yard, somewhere where you see it, I'll clean the leaves up, but up here you don't see the base of it, so I leave all my leaves unless they're diseased or have any insects, anything like that. I'll pick them off, but for the most part I leave them so that it creates, like I said, its own little mulch. When it breaks down, it has its own nutrients from the previous leaves to break down. So that's my little tip with that. This does get a little bit scorched. We're in Southern California, and in the summer it gets 90s, close to 100. So sometimes the leaves do get a little bit scorched on the ends, the tips, but that just kind of happens, and then eventually they fall and we get new leaves, and so it stays happy, it stays fine. So I don't get too worried about it, but I do need to stake it. Let me come over here. So as you can see, how I re-staked this, initially I had 3 little bamboo sticks to help the trunk stand up straight. As this grew, it was drooping to the side, so I put 2 of these stakes in kind of like an espalier here, so it's just spread out, and I attach the branches to these larger stakes. So I have a branch back here that's just growing, but it's a little bit wonky, so I'm gonna stake this one up so that we get some upright instead of growing backwards. So let me get that. So I'm just tying this. I'm not gonna tie it very, very tight where I'll kind of cut off the circulation. Not that plants have circulation, but you know what I mean. So we'll have it like that so that this is growing up a little bit more. These other ones look okay. So other than that, I'll just fertilize this in the springtime usually, and watering. The drip system we have here goes on 3 days a week, and this area gets more water. I've added a little bit more, so it's not like it's getting a huge soaking, but it gets enough water to where it's happy. So you kind of just have to figure out with your climate how much it needs. It doesn't want to be too wet, but it doesn't want to dry out completely. So kind of somewhere in between. And it's worked obviously really well when we have heat waves. I'll add extra water to it. But hopefully we get fruit maybe next year. We'll see. Fresh leaf or fresh growth here, but it's otherwise a healthy avocado tree. So hopefully this helps for anybody that's planting an avocado tree. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching.